What's going on, guys? Welcome back to RC Every Day. I've got a mess in here, but it's finally time to add a second printer. This has really changed my whole business and with the hobby and everything. Being able to print kits and add more details and more involved stuff with the products. So the printer is, I got that one back in end of November, early December, I believe. We're at about 2,700 hours on it. And this video we're gonna walk you through. I kind of showed you the setup of the new one. It's pretty simple stuff. I covered it more in the video of the first one last year. If you need any help with that, feel free to ask. But this one I'm gonna kind of cover 2,700 hours, what I've had to replace, repair, kind of the expense report, I guess we'll say, for getting one of these things going. And I mean, again, that's been pretty much running non-stop every day, every night. Time and print, scheduling things. It's for a little while it messed up my sleep schedule pretty good because I wasn't thinking about prints before I ran them. But yeah, we're going to talk about all that in this video. I'm still trying to get the new one to connect to the Wi-Fi. It's very weak signal out here, so it took me about a month to get the other one to finally connect where I could use the app and see the prints in progress and stuff while I was not here. So it's very handy to have that. Plus, the big thing I didn't know when I first started is that without the internet, the printer doesn't know when to tell you it needs maintenance. So yeah, I probably ran 700 hours before I ever had it on the internet, and then it was like, oh, clean the rods, oh, grease the screws, things like that. So definitely something you need to have with yours, which is the problem for most people. I'm out here in the shed. I'm probably a couple hundred feet away from the Wi-Fi antenna, so yeah. But yeah, buying these right now. Right now, things are tight. I was saving for a while, trying to wait for a sale because they were on sale around Christmas for a very good deal, and the price went up, and I waited and waited and waited, and now we have the tariff thing going on, so the prices went up again, and I was like, surely they'll be on sale when the new one comes out. So the HD2 came out a couple weeks ago, and now the prices are just skyrocketing. So I got this from Best Buy for $14.50 with the AMS. And that was the best deal I could find. They're up to $17.99 or $17.50 through Bambu. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's I mean, I have an affiliate link through Bambu Direct. It does help the channel if you buy stuff through it, but I don't think right now is the time to buy. From my understanding, the price at the retailers like Best Buy and Micro Center, it will be going up here probably before this video even hits the air. So luckily this one was in stock at a warehouse in Oklahoma. It got here in a day and a half and arrived unbroken. I know a lot of guys up north, when they first started shipping these around Christmas, their glass was broke. So hate to see that happen. I'm glad mine both made it alive. So everything was pretty much the same on the second one, other than they sent some stickers with it this time. We got a couple basic stuffs. It did come with a roll of PLA CF, threw a little extra up there. I have some of that. I've yet to try that yet. The carbon fiber stuff, I did do an ABS. I used ABS GF for a lot of stuff for very good detail. These gray bodies, they come out a lot smoother than just regular ABS. It is a much more expensive roll. Trying to think of what the other one was I tried. It was a PETG CF, and man, it clogged up the nozzle real quick, and I started having problems. I had to replace the nozzle. But anyways, let's get started. I did find this awesome design here for a 2-in-1 poop chute, so they can both feed to the middle. And I'm hoping my current tray I can make it fit in there. I've got a little bit of space left, so that'll save me a lot of space. You saw me there at the beginning of the video. I actually moved those shelves down about another 6 inches, and I really wanted to keep my backup battery here where I can see it. And I've been waiting to see it. Still, even with 2 printers running, it's not drawing much at all. So that's real nice. I just realized this poop chute printed over the test lines. That's not good. But anyway, having these on a battery backup, we do have a lot of power outages. I'm out in the boonies, a lot of trees, so power goes out from time to time when the wind blows. And yeah, I've got this whole computer set up and my printer and both printers on there. And it's been very handy to have. This was something at Walmart. I don't remember if it was about 200 bucks. It's a pretty good size one, 1,500. But I didn't want to fail a 22-hour print because the power went out in the middle of the night or something. So I've got a couple things. I talked to a friend of mine at Bambu, trying to figure out how to set these up to fit my needs better. Like I mentioned, the PLA is a very clean product, lower temperature. So he suggested that I keep one printer for ABS and one for PLA. So we're gonna go easy on the new one, keep that PLA. I've got a roll of PLA matte, kind of olive green. I bought some of those a while back when they were on sale. I haven't tried them yet. We'll see how that does. They print some of the base plates for the hot rod kits with them. And then I've got the little bright green stuff that the printers all come with. We use that for the poop chute. I did do some printing here with the PLA Glow, and I'll move that over here once we get this done. And then I've got regular white PLA for my production, which I'm just running this out of because I didn't figure a glow-in-the-dark poop chute was really necessary, but it kind of be cool now that I'm thinking about it. So we'll shift those over. I'll stock this back up with some ABS. I did get another box in today of supplies and filament. But yeah, we'll cover the maintenance stuff because I've had to do quite a bit on this. I've actually had to go through and replace the tubing. I had to tear apart the AMS and rebuild the tubing inside of that because it does get dust. I don't know if it was ABS specific or what, but there was a lot of little black dust in there. And I usually run black ABS. So, but yeah, we'll cover all that. Got our first poop chute done. Oh, that's satisfying. My blade. Got a plastic razor blade. Trying out these other trays off Amazon. They're not terrible. Not terrible. So anyway, yeah, these are off Amazon. They were like, bought two. One was $10, one was $15. It's a finer texture than the other plate. Seems to be working okay so far. They, I don't know, they just lose their adhesion over time. Got another body here. These are always fun to break off of here. Get all the sharp parts off. Grab it down in the middle. Voila. All right, so one thing I dealt with a lot when I first got started out here was dryness. The AMS kept getting a lot of moisture in it. I'm outside, you know, there's a big roll-up door right here off camera. I've got boxes in front of it, like insulation wall of shipping boxes and some moving blankets and stuff, trying to insulate and keep the temperature balanced in here. But I fought with that for probably a good 2 months. And I was putting extra packets of silica like underneath the rolls that were half used and just wasn't working. And then I saw somebody in some forum somewhere was putting them in the front here, and I don't know if that's what did it or switching to a different brand. I haven't had any issues. It stays at a 1 or a 2 in the moisture. Looking at it on the screen right now, it's a 2, and I haven't had to change them nearly as often as I was in the beginning. I did notice this AMS, the new one, came with a different type for the inner containers for it, but I am gonna install the ones in the front like I have on the other one, just as a precaution. So this is what I've been using now. These are just Amazon. It was a 60 pack. These were, there we go, $19, Amazon Prime. And these have been working good for me. The more you buy, the cheaper they are, of course. I'll have a link to those in the video description in my Amazon store if you're looking for a cheap alternative. But I'm gonna take 3 extras and throw them in there. And I know you can dry these out, put them in the oven and do stuff like that, but I've yet to try that. I have been throwing all the ones that come in the packaging with the filament refills, throwing them over by my chassis rails on the table, and it stopped them from rusting sitting out here with the temperature changes. So they do actually work. So I've been saving all of those. When they come out of the printer, I'll throw them over there. If I can do this without getting in front of the camera. Just want to make sure it doesn't interfere with the any of the moving parts, the wheels. Just kind of stick them up in the front. Not the prettiest looking thing, but it does seem to help. I ain't gonna argue with that. It's function over form. I need these things operating all the time. All right, got about 45 minutes left on the other opposite side of the poop chute. I went ahead and ran a little print on the other one, making some scale head gaskets. This stuff I'm gonna give out at events and things like that. Just will not let that thing sit idle. I did want to talk about one thing. Once this gets done, the old printer, I did get, well, with the new printer it came with some more PFE tube, and I did get my order of PFE in today. Like I did mention, around 2,500 hours, I did have to replace the PFE tube. I cleaned it out, and I was still having clogging issues. It was getting into the joints where the couplers are. This little dust balls of ABS is what it looked like. It was all black in there, and pretty much that's the only thing I run in black is ABS. So that's all I can assume it is. But the section that goes from the print head up the arm and out of the back of the printer, that I had to reuse an old piece. I didn't have a piece that would fit that at the time. So that does have a slight kink in it, and I think that's hopefully where my failure to withdraw the filament is coming from. I don't know that for a fact. It could be the actual heating element is clogged as well, because I've been running this thing non-stop for 4 months. So I did replace the hot end and a new fan on this one. The ABS has clogged up fans, but not the main fans of the printer, but the fan on the actual heating element, or on the hot end. I went through 3 or 4 of those, and you can tell it starts making a weird noise. I don't know exactly how many hours. I'd say 400 to 500 hours, maybe 200 to 400 hours. Depends on how much you're running. Back when I first got the printer, we were running the V1 hot rod bodies, and I was running them non-stop, just ABS, ABS, ABS. And I was going through fans probably every 5 or 6 bodies, it seemed like. Right now, I don't understand why. I just ordered some more parts from Bambu Direct, and the hot end, the 0.4 hardened steel, has the fan on it. It's like $40 or $48 or something. But the hot end by itself without the fan is only 18. And I bought a bunch of fans on AliExpress, did some research, and since I'm burning through them with the ABS, got a whole bunch of these fans. They come in a little case and everything. I got, like, I'm dropping screws now. It's this fan here. This one is mildly used. I keep those too. But yeah, I got like, I think 6 of those fans for like $15. So they're not expensive. So I don't know why the hot end is that expensive when you get it with the fan on it. I do still have a few of these hardened steel 0.4 nozzles complete with the fan. Got 2 left in the box of that. I ordered 5 more just because, just to hang on to them. And like I said, I've got fans in here. So if you're running a lot of ABS, that's something I definitely recommend stocking up on, especially if they have a sale. They are running a little bit of a sale right now on maintenance parts. I did go ahead and buy a couple extra things of grease. One thing I'm not familiar with, the filament cutter that's on the side of the head, the little blade that slides in between the hot end and the extruder. That is something I'm looking at replacing. That could be, again, my issue. It's not cutting cleanly, and it's not able to pull the filament back through. So I ordered a set of those. They were like $2.99 for 3 of them. And like I said, I got 2,700 hours on that, and I have not replaced that before. So yeah, not a super usable part, not something that you need to replace often. And again, like I said, I'm running manufacturing. I'm making kits. That printer has not set idle except for when I'm out of town. And I start it before I leave and let it run 20 hours while I'm gone. So it's constantly going. One thing you may think you need, anti-vibration feet. You do not. Everybody told me when I got mine I didn't need it. I thought anti-vibration is going to help smooth the prints, right? It did not. It made the printer shake violently. That raises it up higher, and the center of gravity is different, and it made it vibrate more and shake around. What I do, my AMSs both now are wedged up under that shelf just a little bit, and that is anti-vibration enough, I guess, because I'm getting really good print quality, especially with that ABS GF. That stuff is fantastic for bodies. What else? So yeah, I've got to replace the PFE tube on the print head on this one once that finishes up here in 0 minutes. So it's just about done, and we still got about 40 minutes on the poop chute, and then we got to flip these things around and change out the setup back there. I'm hoping again I can reuse the poop tray I've already got here. It's one-sided, but we'll just flip it around and stick it in like that, and I should have enough space in there for that. So yeah, let me show you how to do that PFE tubing. I mean, this is what's funny is I've been doing car air ride stuff back in high school. I bagged my Honda, and I was in a car club and stuff. It's the same as the air fittings and all the DOT stuff. And I worked at Peterbilt. All of the airlines, I mean, yeah, they're, 3/4 inch or 3/8, different size lines, but it's all the same, like compression fittings, the same as this PFE tube is. All these little quick connects. You just have to pull the tab in and pull the line out of it. So it's just like air suspension setup. So again, I mentioned it earlier, the biggest thing with the ABS is the haze. It not only does it gum up the small fans, but it just coats the glass with a film. And usually I do it every 2 bodies. So that's about every 2 days. The bodies are, depending on which filaments, 18 and 19 and a half hours. Alcohol, I use the 91% alcohol to clean the glass with. I clean the door more often because it's easier to get to. This, I have to take the AMS off the top. It's a little bit of a pain, especially now with both of them. Got that one precariously hanging over the toolbox sitting next to it. But I needed to take it off to get in there and change that tubing, so we'll go ahead and clean it while we're here. The microfibers, they do build up with the ABS gunk, so I wash these periodically, even though they look dirty still. I wash them about once a month. Try to keep it clean so you can see in there. And someone had recommended it too. Take a little bit of alcohol, wipe the camera lens down, because it is handy being able to see that through the app. And when it's hazed up and foggy, it's hard to tell if your print's looking good or not. I've been on the road before and seen a print start having some bad lines or something in it and just cancel it rather than wasting the filament. So we'll go to that PFE tube right now. Let this sit out here and dry. I'll clean the door real quick too. Don't really have anywhere to put the camera, but this is the piece that we're going to be replacing. The first time when I removed it, it got caught in this. I thought it would pull through that little clamp, and I ended up kinking it a little bit, and I ended up having to reuse that piece. So it's at a hard angle, and this is constantly moving with the printer in and out, stretching around. So definitely probably the piece that needed changed the most. Hope you can hear me over the other printer. It's right in the camera, or the audio, the speaker slot. If you do have a little bit of wiggle room, you have a quick connect back here. Wasn't exactly sure what this thing does. It's got a zip tie on it. I don't know what this thing actually does there. It's just on that tube. So we're going to disconnect it on the back side. Slide that off. Don't want that to fall back there. Go ahead and pull the print head. So balance that up there. I've had this entire print head apart, just kind of exploring as I've had issues over the last few months. You can get some pliers to help you. Push that down. Pull that tube out. You can see there's some material on it where it's frayed and in constant movement. Do not try to rip that out of that little doohickey there. You want to slide it through. So we'll pull it through that gasket on the back. What is this little doohickey? I had this off once, I don't know. We'll do it that way. All right, so this is what we're gonna be replacing. So this little piece is like a one-way. You slide it through the tubing and it prevents the tubing from backing out of that gasket and going outside the printer, so you don't end up with not enough in here to actually move around. So we'll put that back on and figure out rough placement, but I'm just going to measure a piece. I've got a roll from Bambu. There's that kink in it, if you can see that. I'm not sure you can get it to come out in camera. It's got a nice little bump in it. When I ran filament through it to test it, I could feel that, so it's definitely not what you want. All right, so cutting this, you want to be a little careful. You do not want to just use some wire cutters. Yeah, you don't want to just do that because it will crush it and deform it. You need that to stay perfectly round. The best way is just a very sharp razor blade. I slowly worked my way through it, and then I kind of stuck it in and deburred the end of it. Start by sliding our little lock back on. That just prevents it from moving that direction. Now we're going to feed this through the gasket and out the back of the printer, and we will plug it back in. And then we'll figure out the depth that it needs to be at. Make sure that's all good. Now we're going to run this through that little little hook thing on the arm. That on top of that, and then we just press it back in until it clicks real good. Put our print cover, head cover back on, and I think we're pretty good there. Still got a little bit of curve to it, but it'll work out once it gets hot. Rehook up the AMS. Can't see. There we go. Put it on that side. And put it all back into place. All right, so we'll wait till this print gets done and figure out our poop chute. These in with orders for a while. I even had some people email me, it's like, you sent me something extra. It's just a little scale valve cover. It's kind of a neat little add-on. They look cool painted up and hanging on the hooks in your scale garage. Perfect use of PLA, something that's not going to be out in the sun or anything. So again, most of the issues I've had and the stuff I've had to replace are heat related. ABS is a much hotter print than PLA. I think most of my adhesion issues, what I've been told by some very experienced people with these, because I'm not cleaning the build plates properly. So I was told to do it when it's at temperature. So it's kind of hard when you got to take it out and pop the stuff off, but putting it back in, hitting it with some alcohol and a rag. It's still warmer than it was sitting on the table. And I've got some PEI plates that are, some pie plates that haven't stuck for me in a while. So I'm gonna try that, get them good and hot on the print bed, wipe them down with some alcohol and see if that makes a difference or not. Because I have bought a lot of these over the last few months. I think I have 6 or 7 plates. Just because I was scared when I first started. I'm like, I cannot let this printer sit idle. So I just buy another couple. But now they've gone up in price and it's like, okay, well, we gotta figure out how to save those now. So still waiting to get about 20 minutes left on that print. Cover a couple more things. I was talking about the fans for the hot ends. So I need to actually show you one. Oh, losing stuff off the table. I've got to get organized here. Got a lot of spare parts coming and I need to keep this stuff organized. So there's screws. This is a complete hot end, hardened steel. How's that fan? That's the fan that I keep having going out running ABS. It's 0.4 hardened steel. These are what they're trying to get 48 bucks for right now. I don't know what the current pricing is on AliExpress, but like I said, I got a bunch of those fans for $15 on there. I still got 2 brand new in the package. These fans right here, they have just generic connector. They're about $12 a piece on Amazon. I was just looking to see, not the best deal, but it's still cheaper than buying the hot end complete versus the hot end without the fan and then buying the fan separately. I don't know why that is, but what else? I was going to show you something else. I forgot. Oh, so in the 26, 90 something hours, it has only asked me once to grease the screws on the printer. It's only asked me one time to clean and lubricate the 3 screws, and they do come with several packets of this. So I've still got, my new printer has 4 or 5 packets of it. I think I still have 2 packets left from the other printer. I just ordered some extras, like $2 or $3 from them. I'm not using any other kind of grease. I'm using their stuff because I honestly don't know what it is and I don't want to use the wrong stuff. It's probably just like a silicone based or I don't even know what it is. It's got a certain smell to it that I can remember, but I can't remember the name of. But lithium type grease is what I'm thinking. Something like that. But that 2,700 hours, and that's the only time it's asked me to do that. I'm not sure what this staining is on my plate. I know a lot of people use their glue sticks. I've been told this the regular old purple Elmer's glue sticks work. I have yet to use any adhesive on this. I've had a couple issues with prints coming loose, and I tried some glue I shouldn't have used and ruined one of my plates. But yeah, I've never had to do that. I don't think you're supposed to. That's the point of this texture. This one was on Amazon. I'm trying to see the brand name. I couldn't say it if I could read it sideways, but it's a finer texture than the other one, and it seems to be working fantastic. It's worked great on PLA. I printed one of the ABS bodies last night on it. It finished up mid-afternoon today, and the finer texture seems to be holding pretty well. You can see as dirty as it is. That's the problem, is that when I take them out, I set them on my work table. Sometimes there's dirt from crawlers and stuff, and then it's hot, it sticks to it. And I try to clean them while they're in here. This one's off right now, but do like the spool, heat up your filament, get it hot, and then wipe it down real good with a rag. And always be sure to wash your rags. But anyways, I think that's about it for all the maintenance. Like I said, I had to rebuild the ABS plumbing with the PTFE tubes, and I went ahead and did all the printer stuff. Now we've got the last piece of that replaced. 2,700 hours, not that bad. I have not had to do anything with the nozzle cleaner. I'm on about my 4th hot end, probably my 6th fan on the hot end because of the ABS. No issues with the other fan. It doesn't run that much on ABS because it has to keep the temp up. But the PLA prints, this thing is running 100 miles an hour, and it's loud, annoying, but it's just how it is. Other than that, clean the carbon rods. That's the only thing it asks for frequently. And the carbon rods are the two on this axis, and the ABS builds up on those, and that head runs back and forth on it. So you just manually move the axis, move it over, scrub them a little bit, try to get, without getting alcohol in the belt. You don't want to get the rubbing alcohol into the belt system. And I've had no issues with the belts. I haven't touched the belt. I haven't had a tension of belt. I haven't done any lubrication on the pulleys on the belt. I'm assuming it'll ask me for that when it's time. And that's, to me, this kind of constant running manufacturing, that's pretty good to me, the amount of maintenance I've had to do. But the carbon rods, it's probably, I'd say every 200 to 300 hours. It wants you to wipe them down with mostly ABS prints. So I'd probably say I run about 75–80% ABS on that. So, but that's going to change now because this printer's, I think, going to be my full-time ABS. So we'll be cleaning this one a lot more. But there's no sense messing up and gumming up the other one with ABS when we have one that's already been gummed up. But anywho, we've got 14 minutes. I'm going to take a break, then we'll put on the poop chutes. All right. There's my glow-in-the-dark rat rod. I'm working on hot rod. Got the new right-hand exit poop chute. This one bolts in some different places, so I'm hoping, I'm not exactly sure where that is yet. I guess it goes in that screw. Put this on the old printer, and then we've got this one to go on this one. There's no way I can film this. I've just got too much stuff over there. This is the non-production side of the shop, so it's a cluster. Boxes and packing materials and fridge, all that stuff. So I'm going to install those, and we'll see how much space we can get between them. Hopefully enough to put a tray to catch all this stuff. All right, got the poop chutes in. You can see the other one was a much steeper angle. So yeah, should be height-wise good enough for the tray that I've got. Screws on this, it reuses stuff. Like the one I have in the bottom of this is one from the actual packaging that locked the AMS inside of the printer. On this one, I had mounted the spool mount. These have, if you don't have the AMS, this is your spool mount, and you just hang the spool on there, or vice versa, whichever way it goes. And yeah, it comes with a couple screws, so I took the longer, they're slightly longer than what came out of here and here on this printer, and used those. It worked out perfect. So you already have the hardware with the printer if this is the route you're going. And yeah, I think this is going to work out good. Put these things back in their final place, and see if we can get a tray in there and get the rolling. All right, we got 2 printers, 1 cup. Things are working okay. This one, the long travel poop chute, it didn't want to come all the way out, but I imagine once it builds up, it will kind of work. So, got PLA, running some base plates for the hot rod kits. I've got ABS GF, about to start making a hot rod body, so we'll let these guys go overnight, do all the work. I still cannot get the new one on connected to my account, connected to the internet. It's connected to the internet, but it won't connect to the computer. So I don't know what the issues are with that. It keeps giving me a error 1040. It's the same thing this one did for a month or so before I finally got it to work. Don't know what's going on here too. I've got a little bit of a wobble on this guy, so I don't know if it's, I mean, this was a nice piece of what do they call it, cabinet quality plywood, so it should be pretty level. I don't know if me spinning it around has made it unlevel, but definitely something to keep an eye on. It looks like that foot is sticking out quite a bit more, so may try to smash that down a little bit, see if we can make sure it doesn't vibrate. These base plates print upright, so it's yeah, if they get up top and it's shaking, they will not be good. So definitely something to look into, but we'll find out in the morning. So real quick, I just kind of want to point out how this works for me as a small business. Like, this was an 8-hour print. This was an 18-hour print. This is 2 base plates for the hot rod kits. This is 1 body for the hot rod kits. So I'd have to wait for that to be done, do 2 of these. I print a couple of these when things were right, get the PLA to not warp, which has been a problem. This printer is doing fantastically and everything is nice and laid down. This kind of stuff, I know it seems expensive when you look at the price of the printers, but from my perspective, it's actually saving cost in the long run, because now I can produce faster, so I'm not out of stock. The store is open and stocked for you guys at pretty much all times. I don't have to wait on one to do the other, and vice versa. It's just yeah, investing in the brand is what we're doing. These things are really pretty cool. But yeah, I've got lots of stuff in stock. I've been printing nonstop. And now I actually, once things catch up and I've got a comfortable number of kits up here, I can actually print things that I want to print. Like if I want to try to print a random body file that I found online that I can't sell, yeah, we can run one on the extra printer while this is still making part kits, things like that. So that's where the money's at. I spent the last year trying to pay off debt, taking like a small business loan to get all of this kind of stuff started, buy kits and put it all together and make all this product to sell. And I'm like trying to keep debt down, trying to keep it responsible, trying to run a very responsible business. Like, you know, I don't have much overhead. I've paid cash for this building from the sale of my house. The first kits and everything I've bought with money that I had, so I don't owe anything for the product that I'm selling, and I have very little overhead, trying to keep it, like I said, very responsible. The only thing I owe money on personally now is my truck, which I have to keep paying for because that's economic and it fits my needs at the time right now to get to events, travel, get good fuel mileage and stuff like that. So adding a second printer, this was a big deal. I paid off a lot of debt. That's why I waited so long to buy the printer, because I had to wait until I paid off my line of credit for the business, for the brand, and that paid for all of the kits over time. It's actually kind of cool. I wish, if anybody's interested in knowing how all that works and stuff, hit me up. But it's yeah, I found a very nice way for small business to get PayPal loans money, things like that. So it's yeah, very little interest comparatively to how things are in the world right now, especially when you're looking at car interest rates and things like that. But paying off debt. So I have, right now, the only debt I have is the next 150 kits and this printer. So yeah, that's just kind of how it works. I'm kind of rolling back into the company. I haven't taken hardly any profit, just enough to keep the lights on, pay the truck payment and phone bill and things like that, and trying to keep the little business alive here. So Yeah, that's part of the fun for me. I don't know why. I have this OCD compulsive nature with finances, and I didn't really dawn on me all the years of making bad financial decisions, working jobs, working at Peterbilt, and that stuff. I made a lot of wrong choices, buying a new car every 2 years and just losing money left and right. But now that I'm run a little business and it's making a lot of sense, and I enjoy keeping up and trying to take care of that part of it. And yeah, this has been a culmination. The last 4 months, I've had this printer, and my immediate goal once I started with it was like, I need another one. I need one for me to do fun stuff while the other one runs for the business. So I had to wait till I paid off all the debt and get to that point. So it's just a very fun side of things. I don't know why I like, but I do. So it is what it is. But trying to keep this as a profitable and small and manageable as possible, to where I can do it all by myself, and I don't have to hire. I don't have to farm stuff out overseas. And yeah, just another aspect of the hobby that it's becoming a hobby of itself. You know, back when I had my house and my full-time job, the RC everyday stuff was kind of was the hobby, and then it kind of slowly turned into the business with YouTube. Now YouTube's horrible and they're not paying anything, so now my other hobby outside of RC is the business side of it. Not just the R&D of the kits, but it's, like I said, the business side and the books and the records and all of that nonsense that you don't really think matter, but it's very important. So I'm really excited because this was a big deal. I paid off all of that debt. I paid off a lot of personal debt with all of that debt, not just the business debt, but some debt that I'd carried from my time as a hourly worker. So yeah, now we're free. Now we're more free than before, and just making stuff happen. But yeah, we'll see how these prints look in the morning. This new printer is zipping right along. Everything seems good. I've got no heat issues, no warpage. Checking my power supply. I've never seen it with 2 dots of the load capacity, so yeah, it's using a little more electricity. That's something else I have to consider. The electric bill, I'm running this entire shop off a 30 amp RV connection to the house. So yeah, LEDs save there. And my air conditioner, that's another thing with this new business loan I got. I have to replace my air conditioner. This one is toast. It finally lost all of its refrigerant, and after I've already rebuilt it twice. So that's another $700 adventure I have to go with. But my little window unit is doing good right now for the moment because it's not terribly hot here yet. But yeah, just keeping it real with you guys. So check back in the morning. All right, it's next morning. Got a successful print off of the new printer, and I got another one going. I think splitting these up between ABS and PLA is a good idea, but I don't really do a lot of PLA. My base plate's the only part I make in PLA, so I don't know how this is gonna work out, but we'll figure something out. I did finally get it connected to the internet. It would not connect directly to the computer version of Bambu Studio, but using the app on the phone and scanning the QR code worked out. Now it shows up on the computer and the app, and I can just switch between them easily. So that is super handy. So now we're done. I did a software update on it this morning, and yeah, we're all good to go. I did have to modify my poop tray there. Cut it crooked, but it works. It was a little too tall, but yeah, got it in there and got it collecting. I bought my filament. They sent a sample thing here with all the colors on it, which is kind of handy. Just placed an order for some more filament, and they sent me another one of those, so maybe we'll give that away to somebody because I don't need 2. But anyways, I gotta go do some yard work, so we'll let these things run and see how it goes. Got another one fresh out of the oven. Put it on something, let it cool. So you can see that ABS GF does haze the glass up quite a bit. Yeah, just use that alcohol and clean it and wipe down the pad. Get this one back to work. All right, guys, getting ready to wrap the video up. I'm gonna deal with all this trash in the printer box. I want to show you the glow-in-the-dark stuff. Putting together a hot rod kit for display at events. It's all PLA glow, and I charge it up with a flashlight. Let me turn off the light real quick. Well, I didn't even hit it with a flashlight yet. So yeah, we'll see after it's been in the sunlight all day how much it stays glowing. Let's get that big dark spot in it. Yeah, I can't see now, but yeah, it's just cool stuff. It's gonna make a nice display piece. I think I'm gonna try to polish the rails so it has something to kind of reflect off of, maybe. We'll see. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Appreciate you guys watching. I'd have to say, just estimating, I don't have a exact number, but 2,700 hours on that first Bambu X1c, X1 carbon. Probably, I don't know, $200-300 in maintenance. I mean, that probably includes everything from bottles of rubbing alcohol and another package of those microfiber towels and, you know, nickel and dime stuff. So yeah, if you like seeing how to do some of the maintenance and stuff, let me know. I've got some more parts on the way. Look at changing out the filament cutter blade that's on the side of the print head, and yeah, we'll just fix it as it goes. But so far, it's been fantastic. That's why I went ahead and got another carbon over the HD2, whatever it was. I don't need all that stuff. It's cool. You could do the laser and things like that and engraving, but I build RC cars. I make my own kits and print my own bodies now. So that's what I need to focus on, is for the business first. And yeah, just keep rocking and rolling. I appreciate you guys' support. All of my kits are on rceveryday.com. I do have an affiliate link in the video description for Bambu. Like I said, the printer prices right now are up in the air. As of today, which is a day after I started this video, they are still $14.49 for the carbon with the AMS on Best Buy. So I don't know how long that's going to last. They're $17.99 on Bambu's site. So yeah, shop around. There's not a lot of places that have them, but if you're looking to get one, save you some money. But if you're looking for filament and stuff like that, please use the link below. Helps out the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. So until next time, guys, get out there and have some fun with the hobby, whether it's printing or RC or whatever, and keep the scale. See ya.